Hey there, Game of Thrones fans, this is Wesatron. Today we're going to be taking a look at Funko Legacy's The Hound figure from Game of Thrones line. This is figure number 3 in the series, and is the one that's holding up. I told 2121 Ghoul that I would do some Game of Thrones reviews, hopefully today, and unfortunately I've broken 3 figures in a row, including Jon Snow, the White Walker, and Ned Stark. So this is the only guy that's managed to hold up. Daenerys, that figure is a whole different story. She's got swapped feet and everything, but figure is pretty nice. He doesn't feel weak like the other figures. Very sturdy. It seems like when people have actually talked about this particular figure, they have better things to say about the quality overall. So let me get his sword out of his hands here. Yeah, there we go. And we have got our Hound here. Now he does have a rubberized helmet, which we will take a closer up look at later, but I can go ahead and show off the articulation. He's got a nice ball jointed head. Works very well even with the helmet on. There's a hinge on the helmet that allows the mask to, of course, go closed. It can go all the way down that far, but obviously you wouldn't be able to see in that. But it can also open up very high as well. Very, very cool. You can see the Hound's face in there. Swivel hinge shoulders, of course, go all the way around. Actually tuck into the body pretty well. They created a cavity here on the side so that it can move in a little closer, which is very nice. And then they hinge outwards to about there. You can see he's got this soft rubber armor up here that allows it to do that, even though it kind of hides the joint as well. We've got swivels right here in the biceps, well, just below the biceps above the elbow, and then we've got a hinge under that. Now it might actually be a swivel hinge that just has an overlay here, but it's kind of hard to tell because I can't see up inside the joint. But you do not get 90 degrees out of this joint. It gets pretty good, but not perfect. It would be better if he could get a more dynamic range out of there because he is a big swordsman. We've got a ball joint here in the waist, so he gets a little rotation there. I mean, he gets rotation, of course, but he gets some nice back and forth rock movement and everything. We've got ball joints in the hips, the same clear plastic, so of course be careful with these, but they go forward pretty far, a little hindered by the skirt. You can see it drops back down because the joint is a little loose, and does not go back very far at all because of the butt pack, but it goes out to the side very, very far. So plenty of kung fu action from the Hound. Got swivels in the tops of the thighs, double hinge knees. First point will get you 90 degrees, and then if you can dodge the sword here, your second point takes you back about that far. So pretty nice range in the knees. No swivels in the calves here, and nothing down at the ankle. You do get a hinge at the ankle, so you go forward very, very slightly, hardly anything at all forward because of the shape of the armor. Back you get a little bit better, but still not tons, but not bad. And then you've got the same Hasbro style rocker ankles that they've been doing with their 6-inch lines. So all in all, a pretty well articulated figure. Like I said, his elbows could use a little work because he is a swordsman, to get him a little closer. I was not able to do like a striking pose with a sword. That's why I had him hold it straight up just so you could see. But yeah, not awful by any means. So let's get in a little closer and see what this guy looks like. So here we have the Hound a lot closer up, and on his back here, first thing you'll notice, he does have an attached scabbard for that giant sword he was hanging out with earlier. You can see there's a nice blood groove there. Very cool hilt design, kind of claymore-ish because it's massive, and that slides right down in there very simply, and it really looks great on his back. Combined with the frog and scabbard on the side, he looks like a really well-armored, very cool figure, which I really, really dig. So this frog here on the side is actually attached to the belt. Mine did come off when I first got it out, but I was able to Gorilla Glue it back on. But if you can see here, the sheath and everything, the scabbard, was not attached, and in the case, in the box, it was actually loose, so this whole thing can come out if for some reason you want that. I don't know why you would. He can't carry it. One huge flaw that I have with this figure is that this sword's got this nice big pommel on the end. He's got closed hands, like his thumb is not separated from his fingers, so you will have to cut that if you ever actually want that to fit into his hands, because they did not make it like Figma or like McFarlane used to do, where you can pull the tips off to slide them in. So yeah, I don't know why they decided to do that, why they decided to mold that shut, but as I was saying, with the scabbard, that does slide right down in there, and it's pretty cool. And the sword itself is just very similar to the Claymore style sword he's got. You know, nice blood groove, very cool. So yeah. Now the helmet itself, as I said, comes off, is a very, very soft, rubbery type material. You can see it almost kind of peels off his head. I haven't had any issue with paint rub or anything with it. Man, there we go. As I said, the hinge goes up and down. Very, very cool. Very nice iron-looking details, or maybe burnt steel, that sort of thing. But very, very slick-looking. Very, very cool. I like the paintwork they did on it, and it's very squishy. So you could put that in a lot of other characters if you wanted to. If you really wanted to make Tyrion totally awesome, you would wish that he had a smaller head. But it could probably theoretically fit. I mean, we could put it on, let's see, if Luke Skywalker really wanted to be a total badass, there you go. Ready to hit up Bespin. But anyway, figure itself, likeness is actually pretty good. There's been a lot of people who've complained about the scarring on the right side, and I understand what they're saying. There's too much of an eyebrow. There's some detail you can see up in here, but it's painted over so thickly that you can't really see it very well. But you can see that they used a little bit of red and pink in there to try and bring that out a little bit more. Not bad. They did a nice job on the beard and everything. Goes down in the neck. Very, very cool work. The hair is very well sculpted and very well painted. They did a nice wash on that to try and bring out those details. Same as the armor. Armor is outstanding. It looks really, really, really nice. The baldric here, even though this is a glued-on piece, the baldric is part of the actual mold on that. But the chainmail and everything just looks absolutely fantastic. Just wonderful, wonderful. Just can't say enough about that. I don't know if I mentioned that he's got ball joints in the wrists, but you know, very, very nicely done. Just kind of some OD green pants here. And then we got that more great armor down on the bottom. Nice big clasps there. Everything is really, really painted and sculpted beautifully. I don't really see any problems with this figure in terms of paint or sculpt. He's outstanding. The only thing I would say that maybe they should have thought about better is the thumbs, because I am going to have to cut those to get him to hold this sword. So, but pretty cool. So let's back out a little bit and talk about what this guy cost. So in terms of value, the thing that you want to remember about this figure, about all of these figures, is that they all cost $20. So for that cost, you do get a figure that's much larger than any other figure in the line. This is closer, as you can see next to Windrix here. He's almost 7 inches tall. So a very, very large figure, much larger than Tyrion, who is just tiny for $20. For that $20 price point, you also get the awesome helmet. You get a sword and scabbard to go at his side. You get another longsword to go on his back. This is really, really good deal. Considering this figure has no breakage issues, which of course will be relative for everyone. You may have one that breaks right out of the package, or this one may break in a week, I don't know. But at this first glance, I would say he's a very solid deal. $20 gets you a lot of accessories. This gets you a great sculpt, great paintwork, great articulation. Definitely, definitely worth picking up. Now, as I said before with Tyrion, you may want to wait for the April relaunch. And hope that you can get a version that's got, you know, stiffer joints. I don't think they're going to do anything about the paint. Nobody's really complained about that or anything, for the most part. I mean, there's been some spotty beards here and there, but for the most part, this guy's a really solid buy. I would say pick him up if you get the chance. But again, if you want to wait until you're more certain about the quality, you know, April is right around the corner. So that's pretty much it for this review. If you have any questions or comments, throw them in the box below. I'll be glad to answer them for you. And I'll be sending some figures back to Funko, and I'm sorry, but it looks like we're going to have to wait a while on the other reviews as far as Game of Thrones goes, because these are the only two guys who really held up. So thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Thanks subscribers. Thanks commenters. I really, really, really like to have a dialogue about these figures. So thanks for sticking around, and I'll talk to you later, guys.